Okay, this is too good not to capture on recording here. So I walked out my front door or my back door. Let's restart the whole fucking show. So this is too good not to document. So I walk out of my garage to grab my garage to grab. Let's restart. Fuck. So fuck it, man. Here we go. So I go to get my haircut today. As I'm leaving my house, I walk out my garage because I got to get my garbage can. There we go. And I bring my garbage can in and I see that I've got neighbors that are moving in, or it looks like it. So I see that and I'm like, I could ask to help them right now and get my random act of kindness done. I'm going to go get my haircut. So I went and got my haircut and the haircut went great. It's pretty much what I wanted. So that rarely happens. So I'm very happy with that. And so I come back to my house, pull into the garage, same thing. They're still there. They're still unloading their truck, putting everything into their garage. And I'm like, hey, are you guys moving in? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, hey, can I give you a hand? Can I help out? Like, oh, man, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. And the guy, he was in the truck and he looked fit. So I'm like, this guy knows exactly what 75 hard is. So I'm like, hey, man, you look like the type of guy that knows what 75 hard is. He goes, oh, yeah. And I'm like, you know what live hard is? And I got to catch my breath. Hold on. Those stairs, man. And he says, yeah. And I'm like, cool. So I'm on phase 3 of that. And I'm just trying to do a random act of kindness for someone every day. And they're like, oh, wow. So it was a guy and a girl, assumed they're married. Pretty cool. And so I went and helped them out. We had a conversation about so much. Apparently we work at the same place. He's active duty, so respect. Thank you for service, sir. And just a young couple around my age, so that's really cool. And we had a conversation. It turns out so they had a moving truck company or whatever. They had their the driver and then like a helper or whatever you want to call them. So they were both. So it was 5 of us unloading this truck. So there was one guy who was like, "Hey man, I like your shirt. I have that. No, hey man, I have that same shirt, and I'm wearing the Amity Affliction shirt, which is a band that absolutely kicks ass." And I'm like, "Oh no shit!" So I assume he went to that concert that they were just here for. And he says, "Yep." And I was like, "Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, they played with this band called Currents, and they blah blah blah." And he's like, "Oh, you like Currents?" And I'm like, "Dude, I love Currents." Well, actually, I didn't say that. I was like, "Yeah, they're not too bad. I'm not a huge fan, but I like them." And man pulls up his hair, and he's got a Currents tattoo, which is a band. And I'm like, "Dude, holy fuck, that's sick," you know. And so we start talking about music. So all the while, I've got 3 random strangers that I'm just engaged in conversation with. So we got the lady, makes her sound old. I got the girl, the guy, and then this driver dude. So I'm talking about music, talking about what they do for work, talking about moving, all that stuff, where, you know, all just getting to know each other very, very briefly because we're just moving boxes pretty quickly. So there's that. And it's cool, man, because if I wouldn't have had the desire to do something good for somebody or to do something nice, I wouldn't have met these people. I wouldn't have gone out there and introduced myself. I wouldn't have got to meet these guys. I wouldn't know what he did, what she did, what the driver did. You know, I wouldn't have had this opportunity. I wouldn't have talked to anybody. I would have just came inside and just kept doing my thing. So it's just really cool stuff. It's cool because I don't know what else to say other than repeat myself. If I didn't want to help somebody, I wouldn't be getting these opportunities. Hold on, let me backtrack that. If I wasn't looking for opportunity to help people, I wouldn't see what just happened as anything other than like, they're just moving, cool. But now I know my neighbors. I know what they do loosely. I mean, they were very friendly as well. So they were like, hey, if you don't want to go to the pool alone, you know, just come ring our bell. We'll join you. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm not going to go, but you know, cool. Thank you. And stuff like that. So just cool shit, man. And it's just a big old domino effect, man. Because if I would have gone to work today, I wouldn't have had this conversation. If I would have gone to the gym a little bit earlier, I wouldn't have the conversation. If I would have gone to my haircut even later than I did, I wouldn't have had this conversation. It's just things happen for a reason, and it's just I can just only accredit it to the fact that I'm seeking opportunity to do good for others, and that's why these things are happening. And it's just clear cut. It is that. If I didn't want to do something nice for somebody else, I wouldn't have these opportunities, period. Because again, like I said, I'd walk out see them doing their thing, and I think, oh, cool, I'm going to go inside. That's it. That's the end of that. That's it, right? But the only thing that different, so I think of a math equation, I guess. Like there's not a math equation. What am I trying to say? I don't know where I'm trying to go with that, but in a hypothesis or what? Yeah, so is that what it is? Hypothesis? Yeah, so you make a scientific hypothesis, and it's like, hey, I think if we do this, then this will happen. But if you control for multiple variables, and then you get if you don't control for multiple variables, and you get the outcome, it's like, okay, well, this could have happened. Okay, well, these three things could have happened. You know, it's like if you're dieting and you switch up 5 different things at once. If you stop eating bread and you start drinking a shit ton of water and you start hitting the gym and you start sleeping well all at the same time, and you start seeing incredible results, you could attribute it to all of those things, or you could be like, you know what? What I'm trying to say is you can't attribute it to just one thing because you don't know. They weren't controlled for it. There's multiple things changing at once, so any one of those things could have been the difference. So what I'm trying to say with that is that's the only difference. That's the only thing that's changed. Just the desire to help. That's it. So I can attribute the things that I'm experiencing in life to that one thing, period, end of story. And that's just pure evidence. That's cool shit, man. That's really cool. You know? Just desire to help, and I get these opportunities. And it's a real desire to help. Like I want to do something kind for somebody, or do something kind, period. I mean, shit, yesterday I went out and picked up 30 pieces of garbage. I was just feeling lazy as shit. I can't remember if I talked about this yet, but I was feeling really lazy, and I got my comfy clothes, sweats and a sweatshirt in the dead of summer, and I walk outside, and my hair's all messy. I think I did talk about this. Hair's all messy. I'm walking around with a Winco bag, just picking up garbage, and there's some guy outside his garage, and I'm like, or he waves at me, and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? He's like, good, man. How are you? And I'm like, good, man. What kind of bike is that? Or whatever I said. And I don't give a fuck about bikes. But it was an opportunity for me to engage in conversation with somebody, and so I did. Also, yeah, this is 264B, episode 264B. It's 2:01 p.m., July 9th, I think. Still, yeah, it is, right? 2024, yep. And so we just started talking about bikes. I was like, hey, my little brother's got a Redline, because that used to be my bike. I'm like, yeah, that was pretty good. You know anything about those? And he's like, oh, not really. I'm like, oh, what about Mongoose? That was pretty good. And he's like, yeah, cool. I'm like, oh, what's this? He's like, oh, it's an e-bike. This is the thing. This is where the battery goes. I'm like, dude, I've never seen it before. It's crazy. Anyway, had a conversation. But if I wouldn't have wanted to go out and do something nice, I wouldn't have had this conversation. So now I've met 3 of my neighbors. So that's pretty cool. As a result of me just trying to do good things. So anyway, all I'm trying to say with this whole entire goddamn show is my desire to do something for someone else, or to do good, period, has given me a lot of opportunity, a lot of introduction to other people. It's given me just nice conversations, Like I just met 2 very amazing people. I hope. Maybe they're murderers, don't know. And just cool shit, man. Also got my hair cut, feeling nice. Slept really good last night, feeling nice. It's day 11 or 12, whatever the fuck day of the program is, 11. So we're officially 1/3 of the way through. Just good shit, dude. And if you can't tell, it's a good day. It's a good day today. And listen to this versus yesterday's. It's crazy. Yeah, versus 263. It's just night and day difference. It's crazy. So anyway, that's all I wanted to share for this one. It's just too cool not to capture. So anyway, that's the show. Thank you guys for listening. As always, I got to switch that up. I say the same shit every time. Okay, bye.